What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? And this just basically it just adds on to the hate that I have for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's just about what a low class, low quality, piss poor, Bush League, horrible franchise that does not have a winning culture at all. You It's just so much to talk about. You bench Jalen Hurts in the third quarter, and you just tank. I've never seen an NFL team actually tank like this. Everybody was joking about it this last week. Everybody was joking about it, saying, "Look at all these inactive players." And I see Ron Rivera shaking Doug Peterson's hand. I wouldn't shake that dude's hand, but they benched all those players, which I'm like, fine. Maybe those players don't want to play. It's the last season. They're banged up. That's fine. Whatever. But you're in this game. It's a tight game. This is a game where you get to play spoiler. And you bench Jalen Hurts in the third quarter after he gets two rushing touchdowns and he has his team in the game fighting. And you bench Jalen Hurts. And of course, Sudfeld comes in the first play or the first drive and throws an interception. Doug Peterson, at this point, he's a loser. He's a loser. And listen, the Giants have locked up that 11 pick. That's great. That's cool. We're going to be able to get some help for this offense, hopefully. But I just can't believe that I saw a team tank, like literally, legitimately tank. The Jets and the Jaguars, they're just that bad, guys. Sorry to break it to you, but they're just that bad. They've been losing because they've been that bad. In the NBA, you see it all the time. Somebody starts averaging 20, they'll tank. You know, they'll put them on the bench. They'll trade them. They'll cut them. They'll do whatever they have to do to make sure that they don't play well. They'll play with all G League players, backups, bad players. But the Eagles legitimately went out there to move from the number 9 spot to the number 6 spot. Like they put all this effort in the benching players so they can move up 3 spots in the draft, and whatever they pick probably won't be anything good. If Howie Roseman is picking, if they have the same front office picking these players, whatever they do is not going to be productive. So they did all of this. I hope they're happy for getting this spot. And I know Eagles fans, you just got to think about this. If you're celebrating your team losing to a division rival because you went from the 9th pick to the 6th pick, think about it. Does that really say that you're a winning team? This is a team that went into this season saying that you were going to go to the playoffs, that you were going to fight to win this division, and you're probably celebrating because you got the 6th pick and you held the Giants out of the playoffs, when in reality you just let Washington into the playoffs because you benched Jalen Hurts in the third quarter. It's not like this was even a planned thing, because I think the announcer tried to like give them a pass saying the Eagles need to evaluate players. First off, it's not the preseason. Second off, if you wanted to evaluate players, you probably leave Jalen Hurts in the game, and a pretty big game. Now, this isn't a game to go to the playoffs, but it's a big game. Last game of the season, Sunday Night Football. You probably want to evaluate Jalen Hurts. But they say that they're evaluating players, when in reality, they're literally tanking. They're tanking. So on to the Washington football team. They did not look impressive today. Alex Smith did not look impressive today. Their offensive line allowed a lot of sacks. I don't know how many times he got sacked, but they allowed way too many sacks to an Eagles team that was limping in there because they weren't necessarily healthy as far as having all their players. They probably were healthy, but they weren't going to play them because they were tanking. And to struggle against a team that's tanking like this, that's ridiculous. They couldn't really stop Jalen Hurts once he got into his groove. And I think if Jalen Hurts would have played, the Eagles would have probably put up 28 points. They just didn't look like a team that deserves to be in the playoffs. If out of all the teams, I say probably the best 2 teams that played this week were probably the Giants and the Cowboys. being honest with you, the best two teams that competed and played this week were probably in between those two teams. And of course, the Giants won. So the Giants aren't going to make the playoffs, but that's just sad, man. To go out there and really be fighting to make the playoffs, and you're in that close of a game. 20-14? You're in that close of a game. I don't get it, man. They're going to go to Tampa Bay, and they're going to go to Tampa Bay, and that's just that. They're going to get obliterated in Tampa Bay like everyone else thought. I had it in my mind that I would root for an NFC East team. Whatever NFC East team got into the playoffs, I would root for them because we've gotten so much disrespect, so much people writing this division off this entire year. So I said, whatever team makes it, I'll root for. I might change back to this, but watching the Eagles just tank like that, and watching Washington barely be able to beat a team that's actively trying to lose and benching and sitting players, it just makes me just not want to see that. It just makes me not want to see a team like this make the playoffs. And I don't want to have to root against them, but I might have to root against them because you just hate to see it, man. Other than that, the Giants, we're going to have the 11th pick. We're going to have a shot. Shout out to Kid Blue, the Hub, OGR Sports. I was in their stream on the Hub's channel. They're telling me that Waddle and Devontae Smith are going to be available at 11. I don't see it, but hopefully they're right. If not, I think Waddle will be available at 11. I'm a Kyle Pitts guy still. They tried to talk me out of it, but I think Kyle Pitts is a weapon that can go up and get the ball, that can run routes like a receiver. And some people kind of are just looking at him as a receiver in general. So if you have him and you have a tight end that can block, you can just kind of have him as just that middle of the field receiver. But enough about that. We're going to have our pick between probably someone like Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle, and if Devontae Smith is there, that's Christmas. That's Christmas because I'm thinking that Jamar Chase is going to go pretty high. A lot of people are saying top 5. And after that, you're going to be looking at, I think the Eagles are picking 6. I don't know who's picking a little bit after that, but Devontae Smith, I don't see him making it to 11. If he does, like I said, that's Christmas. If not, there's going to be a lot of value at that spot. No matter what we do, I mean, if me and the other Giants fans that have been screaming for receivers, screaming for weapons this past couple of months, if we don't get that weapon first round, we should get it the second round. But if we don't get that weapon, we should get value there. We should be able to get someone who can help immediately at that spot. So we hopefully should leave satisfied. Hopefully it's not someone like Rousseau or one of these other 4-3 defensive ends that really don't fit our scheme. Maybe some of them could play that Leonard Williams role, but as far as the rest of these guys, they don't really fit our scheme. I like Azeez Ojulari a lot. Maybe you trade back to get him because I see Azeez Ojulari as like if you're picking him at 16, 17, I think that's a solid pick. I see him as the best edge rusher there, but he needs a lot of help in the run game because he's not that big to be able to hold up in the run game. But overall, we got the 11th overall pick. We should be able to get somebody to help us. The Eagles, they should disband. I mean, what a losing culture that you're building. This doesn't go away in the NFL. You can't just lose. You're not guaranteed a LeBron or guaranteed Anthony Davis or a Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons. You're not guaranteed a star player that's just going to turn around your franchise by himself. So you're tanking from the 9th pick to the 6th pick. It's going to come back to bite them. I don't care if they get Jamar Chase, even though I'm the biggest Jamar Chase fan in the world. He won't make them into a winning team. If they go in the next season with that coach after he made that move, they're a team full of losers. I'm going to consistently and always hate the Philadelphia Eagles. They're at the top of my list for things that I hate. And that's just not going to change. What a disgusting thing that I had to see today. And I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Let me know what you think of them throwing the game away. And we're going into draft mode at this point. Probably are going to be making some playoff videos. Definitely going to be making some playoff stuff about Washington and the Bucks. I'm probably going to be starting off rooting against Washington. But I'll let you guys know how that's going to work out. And until next time, I'm going to get out of here.